Look, I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Too true for the flex, baby, don't cap to me. Drop 50, bring 150 right back to me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be. Look, Papa don't preach, teachers don't teach. Gon' reach, that's facts. I ain't worried about none of that. I'm making that cash stack. Bunch of O's like NASCAR, but it's really more like NASDAQ. Why they thinking that they hot when they really more like quarter on me like a referee? Hating what they'll never be. Small top with a big bottom, yeah, shorty shaped like a letter D. Let her have it, then I let her be. If you love it, gotta let it grow. Crazy cause you really never know. When I'm hurting, never let it show. I'm a two-tone, two-phone, two-chain, new thing, lane whipper. You a broke, low class, no cash, certified lame. I've been getting to it like I ought to. Couldn't pick, so I bought two. Understand why your chick came, I'm just trying to figure why she brought you. I'm really repping and I'm flexed up, and I ain't gotta tell him I'm next up. Sleep on the they rest up, but I'm up and I'm getting my checks up. Me and the fellas be high as propellers, they could tell us we great. Looking at like how do you figure unless you been talk about 8 figures. I'm too cool for the rules, baby, get off of me. Never need no push, I do it all for me. Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for me. Money moving, got it in the market where it ought to be.
This is a deep question. First of all, I'm gonna say I think people's feelings they're always gonna find a way to justify. Like everybody has their own perception of what. I think everybody has their own perception of what is justifiable for them. Because if they explain it to you, they're gonna explain it in a way that they are justified. In terms of this question, I really think it's
hold on, hey, dog. That boy coming out the gate, dog. I'm gonna have to get. I'm gonna change. I gotta put polo on.
I could fall in. Look at my last bit. Ain't got a tiptoe. I'm all in. Think on a level that can't fail. And I roll me a J with the hate mail. Been doing good on the merch sale. All this bread on me look like a bake sale. Tell her what's really good. I'll be really good on a jaw jack. Send an email about the bread. I'ma hit you back with the call back.
When you're
cool for the rules, baby, get off of me.
When you are at a
never need no push, I do it all for
and
me.
You're happy.
Keep a couple real hitters, got them on call for
Happiness
me.
is not pleasure. I need us to understand this. Happiness is the complete satisfaction with yourself. You are satisfied with who you are.
You know what I'm saying? Like people put the material things in front. You know what I'm saying? To make that contractual.
Yep.
And then after that, you're permitted to have my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Now I'll be soft and kind and compassionate after you make $100,000 a year, and after you are 6'4", and after you are athletic.
So
you know what I'm saying?
Wait, Joe, you mean to tell me that in order for me to create some benevolence in my relationship, as far as kindness and politeness and submissive and willingness to just be kind to me, it's going to cost me a whopping $100,000 a year?
Whopping. A grand total, right?
A grand total.
Yeah.
What up? What up? What up? What up? Yep. Let's jump into the crew, man. Got my man Rilo. We got my man JP the Champ. Welcome to the MALEROOM show, man. Episode number 10, episode X. What up, though, fellas?
Episode X.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon,
brother. Good evening, brethren.
Good. Chilling, man. How's everybody doing, man? I know it's been a rough day today for the Pistons. I see the looks on your faces. I want to first apologize on behalf of the city of Detroit. Come to find out, the refs did admit that there was a missed call at the end.
Wow.
After the fact. Sorry to add more fuel to the fire, but I just want to give y'all the whole thing, man, the whole gist. So yeah, man, Hardaway got fouled. It was a clear marginal error on the ref part, and so another game by the refs, man. So yeah, man.
Detroit.
They were pretty much trying to let him play the whole game, but
yeah,
you can't miss that.
No, clear foul, man. All right, man. Before we get deep dive into the show, man, let's go ahead and say what up to the chat real quick. We got Chill in the building saying happy Sunday, fam. Please hit the like button on your way in. Hit the like button on your way in. They cost free 99. They are free 99. All right. Another mod of all mods, Sean Tillman in the building saying, what up, Joe? Hello, everyone's in the building. We got some people coming in, of course, later on in the show. But, yo, we're about to go ahead and get started with the show. Let's go ahead and start off with a little bit of the funny real quick. Let's go.
What we got today, Busy?
All I gotta say is, what the hell? What the hell is going on? Not the hell. What the hell is going on, man? Check this out.
Oh Lord, she put us on, man. You hang up in there, man. I don't know why she's hanging there. You wearing us, man. This isn't the move for her. You pull it together, man. You pull it together. Oh God! Why is she doing this to us, man? She knows she wrong for this. This ain't the move. All right, bro. I think she might be giving up, man. I think she might be giving up. She might have learned the error of her ways. Google.
She really tried it, She really tried it. I don't understand the ankle wraps at all, bro. I don't understand the ankle wraps at all, dog. I don't understand. She said, ooh, she wrong for this. Oh, she done learned the error of her ways.
Ooh.
Oh man.
If
That's too wild.
If prevention the inevitable was a person, boy, I'll tell you.
Oh man.
I'll tell you. That was good.
Carlos on you, man.
Hey, shout out to Busy again for the funny, man. As always, we like to kick the show off with some jokes, get us moving, get our get our minds, our juices flowing with some good energy, man. So as always, as always, my brother, great job on the fun. Thank you everybody for being here, man. This is episode 10, man. We are flying through this season, but we're gonna do our thing. You know what I mean? So thank y'all for being here. Shout out to the mods as always for checking in, and we're gonna do a little bit like this, man. Once again, we have come together for conversation and camaraderie to discuss topics that are relevant to men and women in society today. As always, I am so blessed to be here with my brethren. And with that being said, fellas, as we
embark
on another round table. Okay, a little second late. We got it. We got it. on another round table. On another round table that has become the Mailroom Show, man, season 4. Let us never ever forget the foundation that is our Trinity. Salute.
Salute, man.
God damn.
Oh man.
Yeah, we had a lag.
So I get for browsing my history.
we had a lag. It's all good. We got a really good show for y'all today. We hope y'all enjoy it. I know us three, we're gonna enjoy it, man. We had a very productive meeting yesterday, and we put a nice show together for y'all, man. So, fellas, y'all ready to get into it?
Let's go, man.
Let's get it, man. Let's get it. We're gonna start off with a topic today. Fellas, are we keeping too many tabs in the dating culture, man? We got a video. Y'all check this out.
Have to initiate everything. Why is the thing for dating these days, if a man isn't doing everything, he's not interested in you? A lot of women say that you're not supposed to show your emotions or show that you like a man until he shows it first. Some people say a relationship or dating a man will only work if he's head over heels in love with you first and then you show him love. Some people say you need to be a mean girl in order for a man to like you. Be mean to him and then you'll get him, sis. Like, be mean. Like, men like to chase mean girls. Like, men love when you don't like them. So if you love a man, don't say it. Don't show it. Don't act like you love him. Don't show him that you love him. Don't check up on him. Don't text good morning first. Don't do any of that. You just need to be really mean and be stuck up, and then the man will love you, and then the man will fall for you. And then if you are the type of female that shows that affection and that love and that reciprocated energy, you're somehow dumb. And you're a pick-me for doing that. And oh, that's the reason why he did you wrong. Are y'all okay? Like, are y'all okay? If I like somebody, I'm gonna show them that I like them. I'm not gonna move heaven and earth for that person when I just met them, but dang. And we're talking for like 2 months, and I see he having a rough day, I'm gonna buy him lunch. If I'm out at the store and I see something that I think my man would like, I'm gonna buy it for him and give it to him just because. Like, y'all are keeping score. Like, everything is, oh, give and take, or take, or oh, if he don't do this, don't do that. Make sure he's paying for everything. He needs to be paying for your nails, your toes, your hair. He needs to be doing everything for you, and all you have to do is be a mean girl, and everything's gonna be okay. Like, just be mean to him, girl. That's how you get him. Seriously, are y'all okay? Everything is about keeping score.
Very, very interesting. Very, very
Interesting.
Very interesting. Busy, why don't you get us going first on this one, man?
First of all, protect that young lady right there.
But at all costs. At all.
At all costs.
Are we keeping too many tabs or score, as the woman in the video had stated? I would have to say I believe we are. In the dating culture. So the question is about the dating culture. And in the dating culture, we do keep tabs, man. We keep receipts on dates that didn't even involve the person that you're dating. You know what I'm saying? Like, some people have a tendency to keep record mentally of what their experience was in previous dates. So what they do is they tally up all their experiences, and then when the next person that they date comes along after they took a little breather, the next person that they date come along for that month or 2 months or however long you're dating, then that person has to recompense what you missed out on in your previous dates. And then what happens is the pressure is on this particular young man or lady. And then you start talking as if you're owed something during the date, as if you're owed something during the time of your getting to know each other phase, if you will. And so I think that we have a tendency of doing this in the culture because we don't get good advice all the time. As this young lady said in this video, telling other women to be mean in order for the man to chase, or playing hard to get, is a for sure way of not getting the companion or the partner that you really want, or that's actually a good for you, you know. And so you have to give it some time, and a lot of times the advice is bad, you know. And so there's a saying that has been going on all over the internet that single women keep women single. And so they've been saying that for quite some time, and you know, and there is some truth to that. However, I think the records are being tallied up mentally amongst a group of people. Even, I mean, it's on both sides. It's not a particular gender specific issue. It's the fact. I mean, I gave everything to this girl. I gave her everything. We was dating, and we talking about dating now. We talking about the dating culture. We're not talking about you're in a relationship and you're committed and you got somebody that's actually invested in you. We talking about the dating culture. I gave this girl all my time and everything like that, man. I picked her little cousins up from school when they was in trouble. You know, I helped her mama out. I helped her mama move her couch in her house and all this kind of stuff. And then now the next woman that you dating, you want to make sure that she ain't got no mama drama. You want to make sure that she ain't got no little cousins. Yeah. Because you overspent your time with this person, and you overspent your services to this person in dating. Not trying to get to know them, but just trying to get something out of the deal because you've had these bad experiences. And what you do in doing that, what happens is you miss out on good people. You miss out on a good person because you are so focused on the aesthetics of this entire process that you're not focusing on the meaning of it. Are you trying to get a companion, or are you trying to get somebody to make up for whatever you're missing? And so what you do is you just keep tabs, and you just keep tallies, you keep score, like she said. And we do it all the time. Yeah. We do it to people who haven't even done anything to us. Like, your mentality all of a sudden shifts because you had bad experiences. And now this person, because of your bad experiences, now this new person you met has to make up for the bad experiences that you had that were, for the most part, self-inflicted experiences. This is what we do in the dating culture. There's an entitlement aspect in the dating culture that happens. And what happens is, and I'm going to say this real quick, and I'm going to leave it, I'm going to drop the mic right here and let Jay go. But even people who were married before that have been broken up, divorced, they get back into the dating culture expecting a certain type of treatment in dating because they experienced a certain lifestyle before for a decade or whatever. And now they're like, now that I'm back out here, you're like, you know, when you've been institutionalized, now you back out here in the real world, and you're looking for something you experienced in a certain lifestyle, and now you're not going to get that out here. Oh, it's difficult out here. It's rough. It's rough doing this dating thing. It's rough, girl. Let me tell you something. It's rough. That you was in something good, and you decided to leave it because you want more. This is what more looks like. More looks like being in these streets looking lost and stupid for a certain period of time until you regain some type of identity in your experience, new experience, so that way you can actually get what it is that you want. Well, you had something that you said you wanted. You said I do, so that means you wanted it. You had something. Now you're coming out here in the dating culture thinking that what you had and the way you was treated is going to be the same.
Yeah.
No one is going to recompense for your ex-husband. No one. If your experience was good or bad. And let me tell you something about marriages. They all start off good. They all do. and there's some good and bad in marriages, but you decided to leave. Now you in the dating culture, and you think that you're going to get treated a certain way because you was a wife or a husband before. It don't work that way. Yeah. You come out here in the dating culture, you got a lot of people that has been doing this for a minute, and they're going to show you better than they can tell you that you should have stayed.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just touched on a point that I was thinking about as you were talking while I was sitting here. We have to get out of this mindset that every experience, every person is going to be the same. We got to be careful. We got to be careful of these false ideologies or this bad advice that we're getting, that we're putting out here when we're out here dating. Like the young lady said, the young lady said on the video, girl, just act mean to him and you know, he'll come around. What's dangerous is if that actually works, because I think some people, once they see that type of behavior works, it's a ripple effect. It continues and continues and continues because it has worked.
Yeah.
Adding on to the issue of thinking, okay, everybody's going to respond to this because this person responded to it, this person responded to it, and you just get into you put yourself in this position of expectation that eventually you're going to find somebody that's not willing to accept how you're wanting to be courted or wanting to be dated or whatever the case is. And that's something we definitely got to be careful of, because I know people will get into that headspace where if it works once, it'll continue to work. You know, if I have this type of energy going into these dates and I'm putting myself out here, everybody's going to respond to it. And this goes for men and women. You know what I mean? I'm just using the example because the young lady said it in the video. So it's very dangerous having this mindset and keeping these tabs, because these tabs are not going to always line up. You're going to have more experiences, man. This is about experience, bro. You know what I'm saying? Right. This is about experience. These tabs you're keeping, you're going to end up having to mark them off and throw them out. And you're going to have to restart, because as soon as you realize that these tabs, everybody's not measuring up to what you're keeping track of, what you going to do?
If you go to a restaurant and you pay for some food that made you sick, you can't get your money back.
Can't get your money back.
you got to chalk that up as an L. You got sick, because it's going to be hard to prove. It's going to be hard to prove that this is the reason why you were sick. So you're going to take this L, that receipt, you might as well throw it away, because that transaction is done. It's a dud.
It's done.
It's a dud. Yeah.
And you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid to go to another restaurant with a different mindset. Like, you know what, I'm gonna try this.
There you go.
Hopefully it doesn't happen again.
Hopefully it don't happen again. Now you now you through with restaurants.
Yeah, I'm just done with restaurants. I'm not How you feel, Jay?
No more 3 stars. We're going 4 from here on out. You know what I'm saying?
Facts, yeah.
Yeah, 4 stars all day. Ocean Prime.
Yeah, that's usually how it go. That's usually how that go. What I've seen in that, man, is for the fact that you lose touch of reality too when you start keeping score like that. Yeah. It makes the person that's keeping the score seem more infallible than they are. That's when I noticed about it too. When people start doing that, they started, I had an issue here, so I'm gonna put it on this plateau. Then you give somebody a chance on this plateau, and they have something entirely different wrong with them. So you need that plus this, and then, soon as you know what I mean, and you just keep Tetris in the situation. Yeah, you got this highfalutin, preference list that usually has nothing to do with you as a person. It's just I'm talking about as far as character to character. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're just trying to play tennis with the issues that you come across, or you're trying to relinquish the damages or the triggers that you have. You're trying to eliminate them by scaling the other people. You know what I mean? Like, so if your last person cheated on you, then your next person can't have a password on their phone.
There you go. There you go.
You see what I'm saying?
Tabs.
And
tabs.
Tabs, right? Now that person can't have time, even though this person lives with a password on his phone. He has to take it off for you because you feel that that's a plateau that everybody should be on and you are on. So you're not taking nothing less. You know what I'm saying? Spread that word against everybody else that think they got an idea about relationships. Cause that foul move, right? Make that a ripple of faith in social media and communication, networking with your family and friends. All of a sudden, everybody believe that, right? And that's a thing. Now everybody want to be transparent in relationships. You see how that go?
Yeah.
But really, at the end of the day, it's just insecurity of self. So you were just playing defense on that trigger. You know what I mean? And now we all got to pay for it. Even though I ain't got no issues with trust. Might be a trustworthy person just for the fact that you have an issue with it. All of a sudden, I have to cater to the idea of your damage. Right?
Right.
And so the people that continuously stack those boxes or those issues, they just keep going up with that. Like they cause the fact of now everything's front ended. Now it's like, look at my requirements before you even get to me. Some men figured it out. Some men are like, you know what? You got way too many requirements for the person that you're offering. You know what I'm saying? Way too many requirements for the person that you're offering.
Your requirements and who you are ain't matching. So how you
ain't matching.
Yeah, I got you. I feel what you're saying, dog.
You know what I'm saying,
bro?
Like,
yeah,
it caused a loss of connection to down to earth, to reality. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, bro.
It doesn't do it. You know, we're removing, of course, accountability. It's another maneuver to remove accountability to me, to keep score. You know what I'm saying? So if I keep score on them, that means they don't look at me and what my problem is. That's what I see. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I hear, you know what I'm saying, somebody lists all their preferences. That's the first thing they do. They list their preferences. They don't list their attributes of character. They list their preferences of requirements. Like, I need a man that does this, that, and that. But who are you, though, to recommend or redeem this type of person? Like, who are you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a reason why when people go to job interviews, usually the interviewer will be like, "Tell me about yourself." I didn't read it. I read it. I seen it. What's up? You got all these. Tell me about you. Like, you know what I mean? Because I needed to match. You know what I'm saying? If you a petty a-hole and don't like people, then I'm not recommending you for customer service. You know what I'm saying? It's like, even though you have years in it, and you jumping from job to job, the next person gonna be like, hey, it's a reason for that. Let me find out the type of person it is. No, that's not gonna work. So I think, you know what I mean, like, the keeping score thing is a bad thing. I do. You know what I'm saying? Because this is okay. And we're talking about people that listen to information and take it their own way too. I am not saying that having preferences is a bad thing. I'm not saying that. You know what I'm saying?
Let's clarify that.
You know what I mean? That people run off and say that. So now we can't have no, not saying that. You know what I'm saying? It's just for the fact that sometimes the issue that happens within your past is a result of usually a split down the middle decision. It's usually for the fact of that person had a certain thing and you contributed to it, or vice versa. It's always something that you need to contribute to, or it's all something that you was in it about. You know what I'm saying? So it's okay to assess that situation like, oh, okay, I got to look out for that. Also, I need to change this about myself. Therefore, I can look out for that. And let that be that, making a whole new template plate for somebody else. Because everybody's different. You might need different to get out of your preference list. I'm going to stay there too. I'm just saying, man.
Yeah, I think you already going into it. In the wrong way by placing tabs, because like you're already putting yourself at a disadvantage, in my opinion. You know, because of exactly what you just said, Jay. Like you're no longer allowing yourself to even understand if this person is going to be able to match up with these said tabs that you're taking, and so you're just putting yourself at a disadvantage already, and it makes it just doesn't. I don't think it makes sense to go into dating like that, because what are you doing it for? You know, when you go on dates, you're trying to build something, or you're trying. At first, it should be getting to know this person to build a friendship. from the friendship, hopefully the consistency is there enough to where it can go further to possibly dating more consistently. From there, it can go into a relationship. So why would we put ourselves at these disadvantages? Because we already have this checklist of what has to be. And again, preferences are fine, but for it to have to be that in order for you to continue to move forward in dating, that's the issue, not the preferences. You know what I mean? Because even people who might not meet your preferences, you still might be willing to see if there's something if there's some common ground that you two can have to build a relationship and move forward. You know, some people can still move past if all their purposes aren't hit. But if these tabs have to be 100% just standard for you, you putting yourself at a disadvantage. My bad, Tay. You was about to say something.
No, you good. That was good talk. What was the first question that the young lady asked? The first question was,
"Are y'all okay?"
Why? No, the first question was, why do men?
I was about to say that too. Like, y'all okay?
No. The first question was, why do men have to always take the initiative? That was her very first question in that video. And that's the thing. The reason that she answered her own question in her video. The tabs is the reason. The men are going to take the risk of embarrassing themselves, taking the risk of thinking like whether or not they can even get with her or not, or if she's going to give me some attention, or if she's going to even talk to me, or whatever the case. All of this is playing in the mind of the man, and so she's not going to come up to me. So, all right, I'll go up. If men kept tabs on initiative,
bro,
we dominate an initiative. We dominate an initiative.
Yeah.
How many times, fellas, have a woman actually came up to you and said, "Hey, I think you're a handsome guy. I want to get to know you." How many times? How many times? We can count it. Yep. We can count it on one hand because they're memorable moments.
Yep.
Because they don't happen to us. Now, how many women have you walked up to, not knowing if you was in her league or not, or whatever the case may be, and you walked up anyway because she was that good looking, or she hit a nerve with you in some type of way that was good? You took that initiative. Now here it is. I'm taking the initiative, and you're going to play hard to get with me as well, all because you want to tally up mentally all these things that you've done or have happened to you. And it's like, why am I having to pay for that? You must to get a friend, you must first show yourself friendly. If you want a good man, if you want a man that has his stuff together, and when I say stuff together, I ain't talking about his finances. I'm talking about himself, his character, the man that a good guy. If you're looking like Cruella, mean and evil, that good man ain't coming up to talk to you. But if you have a pleasant look on your face, if you happy to be alive, if you happy to smell the Lord's air, you know what I'm saying? You just might get a good guy to say hi to you. It's not that hard. Right. It's not. It's really simple. A man don't approach me because you got a big FU on your forehead, looking goofy with a compass, trying to figure out where the good men at. They right here. They at the grocery store. They at the mailbox. They at the mail carrier store. They at Walmart, UPS, FedEx. They at church. They at the gas station. They at work. You know what I'm saying? They walk up and down the crib. They jogging at the park. They everywhere. They don't never approach me because you look like you're evil. You don't smile. You're not happy to be alive. You worried about your bills more than you worried about getting yourself together. Everything about you is a red flag, and you want these men to take the initiative on you. They're not going to do it.
About you is a red flag.
And it's so funny too. It's so funny too because a lot of the people, I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna shut up. A lot of people keep tab. The people that's keeping all the tabs, they the one that be causing all the problems.
Yep.
They're the ones that be
Usually so,
causing all the problem. Because you know how I know? Because they never keep tabs on themselves of when they did something to somebody else.
Exactly.
The tab is only the fact of what somebody did to them. That's how you know this is the red flag. All you talk about is what somebody did to you.
Always.
Have a nice day, man. God
Always.
bless.
You know what? You got it.
You know what? You got it. You got it.
You got it.
You got it. You got it.
Come on to the first topic, man. Hey, thank you everybody tapping into the live show. Again, we appreciate our mods faithfully every week holding us down. And if you're new, welcome. If you've been with us for a minute, man, we hope you're enjoying the show so far. What we got next? Dang.
Oh, by the way, give me 1 second. By the way, the poll that we did, it was split 50-50 with the first question.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, very.
Well, how did you frame that question, bro?
Yeah, I don't think we knew.
Are we keeping score /tabs in the dating culture?
Yeah. Okay. 50-50. Wow.
50-50.
Very interesting. All right.
Some people think we do. Some people think we don't.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, y'all, check this out. Got an idea.
What's up?
Might be unpopular. Say, I got an unpopular opinion. You want to roll with it?
Oh. What we got, busy? Boozy, what we got?
Yeah, you know, I'm always good to start talking stuff and starting stuff. I get it from Tay, you know what I'm saying? But hey,
stop the cap.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying, dog.
How you feel about getting thrown underneath that bus, busy?
Anyway,
how I feel about it?
Damn.
Just saying, man.
Roll all over my foot, my feet.
Damn.
And it's a great bridge, man, to what we were just talking about, man. But I think that unpopular opinion, man. Relationship seeking. I'm talking about nowadays. Relationship seeking is usually currently now just about proving the value of the seeker. It's not even really about companionship anymore. You're really trying to show how much you worth. Dang.
Whoa,
I think hey. Relationship seeking. I'm gonna say it again. Dang. Relationship seeking is now currently about proving the value of the seeker. So whoever's looking for a relationship, you're just trying to prove the value of yourself.
Okay.
I think that's true, man. I think that is. I think it's based on the fact of the brokenness and the issues that people have currently, psychologically, relationship wise, dating wise, family wise, blah blah blah. We always talk about all them courses, right? I think that mixture of fear of insensitivity and vulnerability, I think the damage issues that people have, or the damages they might have portrayed over the course maybe, when they're trying to look for somebody now, it's usually for the fact of I'm worth it. So I need somebody that with me that knows that I'm worth it. You know what I'm saying? Not that I'm a good person and I just want somebody to collab with me on good. I just want to collab with a good person. You know what I'm saying? That's more about compromising and seeing if it connects. You know what I'm saying? That's more of that nature. That's more of the reality of actually coercing, connecting with somebody. But people, like we was talking about before, with the front end preferences that people are doing that are unhinged. You know what I'm saying? Like the attitude that people have. Tay just talked about it. It's unhinged. You know what I'm saying? Like, and people are trying to collab and create relationships out of this atmosphere. No, I think you just proving the value of you. You just want people to know that you're good. That's that validation outward inward, because you don't really believe that about yourself though. That's really deep though. That's a whole nother thing. But I think that's causing the fact of people acting like the way they are. I'm good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm crab in the bucket style mentality. Like, they do this and girls do that, but I want somebody that knows that I'm worth it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't go nothing less than. And we ain't talking about no character. We ain't talking about no vibe, no energy. We ain't talking about the connection. Nothing you like versus what I like old school times. Nothing. Like, it's just, I deserve this. That's it. If you can't give me that, then I don't care. Almost to the fact there's no emotion in it. So what is it really about? Mm-hmm. It's really about you.
So is it like trying to fulfill insecurity?
What y'all think?
Is it like trying to fulfill an insecurity or something like that? Because like when you was talking, I was thinking about the fact of like, I'm proving that I'm proving that I am a good partner by trying to have all these relationships. It seems like, because you know how people are impulsive, right? They go from relationship to relationship, but they jumpy. You know what I'm saying? Like they always got a new man or a new woman, like all the time. They're always in a relationship.
Right.
And then when you see their process, you was like, you in your mind, you're like, did you take the time to really dissect all of what's going on right now? Because this doesn't make sense. And I think it's like from what I'm gathering, it sounds like you're saying, in order for the person to feel like they have the goods of being in a relationship, they have to be in a relationship, whether it be for a trial and error or for a longevity. Because whatever's insecure in them, they need to fulfill that in being with somebody else. That's what it sounds like you're saying.
Yeah.
Is that
the loss, the denial was all targeted, bro? It's targeted. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't want to be denied. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to make sure I don't be denied by setting or acting my course so I won't be denied. Because if that was flipped, if you really think about it, if that was flipped, if that person that was like had through a lot of heartache and damages in relationships, and if they're trying to meet somebody that they like and try to get with someone that they actually attracted to, and if they deny them, that's really bad.
Yeah.
So if in order not to go through that, I'm gonna set the expectation high. Like I deserve you. You see what I'm saying? That removes that. That removes that possibility of being, you know what I'm saying? The heartache. People are scared, and I know this is gonna be probably some later conversation, but people are scared of the vulnerability of the nature of the relationship. They're scared of the vulnerability. That is what starts the relationship, though. The vulnerability starts it, but people are scared of the vulnerability of it.
You whenever
you know what I'm saying? That sheet of paper that said, "Do you like me? Yes or no?" That starts it.
Yeah.
That's what started it back then. That whole, I don't even know what she's gonna say, but I'm gonna walk up to her and hope that she says something great. I hope she likes me, and then she does. Sure. Oh, that's what's up. But I had to be vulnerable for somebody to be like, "That's okay. I like you anyway." That's what clicks in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? So if people want to avoid that, they will just go ahead and be like, you know what, hey, I'm stocking all my chips high. I'm putting all my bet on me. And if you ain't playing this high in the field, then I ain't got nothing to do with you. And that's it. And be lonely as all get out, right? But yeah, you do all that stuff. You take all these pictures. You be all highfalutin just to keep the hope up that you are who you think you are. So you seek relationships just for proving yourself, man. It ain't about the other person no more. It's about you, and that's some selfish-ish for real. You know what I mean?
Do these seekers?
You were saying something, Rob. I kept cutting you off, bro. Go ahead, bro.
No, you good. No, you good. I was just going to ask a follow-up question after Tay. What was I going to say? Oh, do these seekers know that they're doing this? Like, do they understand what they're doing?
I wouldn't say so. Tell you what I say they wouldn't. They wouldn't. So. I think so.
I think they do. You think they do? Tay, you do. Okay. You don't think they do, Jay?
I think it's mission driven.
Okay. See, because I was thinking, because I
did say seeking, so maybe you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like I'm thinking you mean seeking is like you're trying to like normal, like everybody just trying to find a person, but they don't understand that they're just trying to find the value in themselves. So do they do that purposely? But because I was thinking I've been in similar situations like this where somebody was trying to prove to me so much that they're worth it, but I don't think it was just whatever. I mean, it's issues they had with themselves, but I think they were just trying to more so prove it to me in spite of their issues or in spite of what they're trying to build. They just wanted to they wanted to make me know it. It wasn't like this is just about me. It was like geared towards myself. So I don't know if they were intentionally trying to prove their worth or just more so intentionally trying to get me to see them. Because so that's
100%.
you know what I mean? That's why I don't know if it's always intentional about their build up or more so really trying to get this person to see them.
It's 100. It's both.
Okay.
It's both.
I think so.
See,
yeah, I've started to see it.
Don't be fooled, my brother. Don't be fooled. Niggas come in all different forms. Male forms, female forms. It's still nigga. You know, it's still nigga. You know? You ain't chopping niggas in little groups. You know what I'm saying? It's all niggas.
It's all niggas.
It's all niggas, man. Listen. If a person is intentionally seeking you,
still nigga.
It's still nigga. If someone is intentionally seeking you for a purpose that has nothing to do with you, like you're the afterthought of that purpose.
Yeah.
Nigga.
Yeah. So even in their intention on trying to persuade me about them, it's still about them. Yeah. Okay.
You feel me?
That's right.
Because I'm gonna tell you why, but real quick, only because of the fact that they have a mission to fulfill. They're trying to prove themselves that they are not a bad partner in a relationship. This is the reason why a lot of people who have bad breakups try to get into a new relationship immediately to prove to themselves that it wasn't their fault. When they know good and hell well it was all their fault. All of it. 100% of your contribution is your responsibility. It was all your fault. Just like it's all the other person's fault, it's all yours too. You see what I'm saying? Now there are anecdotal circumstances, of course, but we're not talking about the minority. We're talking about the majority here. Majority of the time, this is everybody under the sound of my voice. Ask yourself this question real quick. Audience, chat, please chime in. Ask yourself this question. How come all the toxic people get all the good people? How come you know that good girlfriend of yours is toxic and she always got a man? You know how to cook, clean, fight, drive, you know everything. You know how to raise kids, you know how to do everything, and you don't never get the man. It's always your toxic, skinny little friend with the baby hair that always get the man.
Oh no, not the baby hair.
They always get a good guy. And you looking at the good guy like you just don't know how toxic my homegirl is right now.
Not the baby hair.
She don't, because she is seeking validate. She needs to make sure that it's not her. She know it's her. But she wants to prove to herself that it's not her. So this is the reason why if anything happens in a relationship, she always coming to you with some story that's fabricated and exaggerated about this good guy that you know this can't be the truth. That's why you always had it when you had a conversation with your good girlfriend. You be like, "What? So what did you say to him, though, girl?" Because you know her. This is the reason why you don't take her to the grocery store or hang out with her, because you know something is going to happen. So she is a relationship seeker. Like what? Hey, I kind of agree with this unpopular opinion, bro. Like this relationship seeker is toxic as hell. Okay, she's always in a relationship trying to show that she wasn't bad when she knows she's bad. She know it.
Right.
So when she comes, so when that young lady came to you, Rollo, and was trying to prove to herself, but still trying to get to know you, getting to know you is the tactic. It's the thing that she has to do in order to fool you, to make you think that it ain't her. But then when you get to know her for 4, 5, and 7 weeks, you be like, this chick, nigga, this chick is it's just in a female body. It's just in a female body. Go ahead, Jay, my bad. The same thing.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
No,
Jay,
I'm cool. That's facts. That's what it is.
I've just been in a lot of those situations, so I thought I would add, because it's hard for me to say if I agree with this particular unpopular opinion or not, because I don't think I've noticed that. I don't think my eye was open to, even though they were. That's why I asked that question. It was really based off that example, so it's kind of hard for me to say if I agree or not, because I don't think I've experienced it. I haven't been in the conscious state of mind.
Can I ask you a question? Can I ask you a question real quick?
Yeah.
You don't mind? Can I ask you a question?
Tell me about it.
You don't have to answer. You don't have to answer this, but I just want to ask you a question. Is that person that you're referring to still around?
No.
That's your answer right there, sir. You agree with this?
Yeah,
he agrees with this in life.
All right.
Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. Appreciate you, my brother. Yeah.
Even though you kind of don't agree, at the same time, what your experience says is you agree.
I agree.
That's true. I think that people.
That's why we have a trinity. We gotta hold each other up when we fall.
Triangulation, bro. Triangulation. That's true. From Chill to Mind of Our Minds said that's true. I think that people don't really want the relationship. They just want the status of being in a relationship to show they are worthy of being with someone. Dude. And it's so funny too. That this right here is crazy. Because Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I was gonna say one thing. It's the difference between a chick, like you got 2 chicks that's married or in a relationship. You got one chick that always stunting on the fact every sentence is my boyfriend or my husband, and then the other chick don't talk like that. You got that one chick that always flaunts her left hand in every photo, but you got the other chick that don't do that.
Status.
You know what I'm saying? That's the one that's seeking status for themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm worth something, see? You know what I mean? So that's that thing. But there are other women that don't even do that. You know what I'm saying? Like their actual husbands and boyfriends actually have names instead of being like my boyfriend, and my husband, and my boyfriend, and my husband, and my boyfriend, and my husband said. Just for status quo, I'm telling you. That's them people. Just say it.
You're in a relationship on a no-name. In a relationship on a no-name basis, all you just gotta use the nicknames. You're on a nickname basis.
Right.
That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit.
I mean,
no names around here. We don't do that.
Yeah. We don't do names.
We don't do that around.
You do statuses.
My Maloney has a first name. You know what I'm saying?
Shout out to the unpopular opinion given to us by JB today.
For sure.
There we go. And thank you for the clarification, my brother. So I guess I do agree. I'll take that. I needed that, I guess. Anybody watching the live show, anybody tuning in, man, if you have a question for us regarding this show or any show, or just have just something in general you want the brothers to answer, man, go ahead and put it in the chat and we got you. Also, make sure you email us at the mailroom313@yahoo.com with any questions, comments, or concerns that you would like the brothers of the Mailroom show to give their opinion on, man. We appreciate y'all, bro. Hey, let's keep it moving, man. We about to go into another topic. Fellas, why are men staying in unhappy marriages and relationships? We got another video, man, y'all. So busy holla.
Are you men? I'm just confused at why you men are sitting if you're so unhappy.
It's our job.
Tell you. I can tell you why. Yeah.
No, it's our job.
Hold on, Fatty.
No, absolutely. No, because you asked I answered you and you asked the same question. It's our job.
I don't agree with you with that being your job.
Okay, I'll pass it to Jade.
A few things to add. So one, I think with the mindset of like, why are you staying if you're not happy. I think that's something you have to die to before you become a wife, because it's the role of being a wife to be there even if you're unhappy, just for a man. And they've learned that because they have different consequences in society. If a man goes out, I mean, most of the time, everyone's not only going to blame them for the reason why the marriage failed, even if it was fully the woman. She went and slept with another man. I've watched this with my own eyes, where I was mainly the cause due to my emotions. I wasn't a cheater, but I was the cause with my emotions, and everybody blamed my husband. So I've watched with the physical, like, men have the consequences. That's why they stay. Women, we leave, all the women come together and say, we're just so happy that you're happy. You know, even if a woman cheats, like, well, he wasn't doing his job anyways. And so we get coddled with our emotions. So men stay because they know that there's consequences to it. And actually, women do need to be held accountable. And we don't have shame anymore. We don't. Feminism did a great job at so that we don't feel any type of guilt, any type of shame for the consequences. And that's why we're leaving. That's why I think we're leaving. And the second thing I wanted to add was that, so in the very beginning of our marriage, I did try to leave my marriage. I sat down, I was in a group of people that had borderline personality disorder. That's why these people were leaving the relationship, and it was all women. There was one man with borderline personality disorder. The psychologist said women are getting diagnosed with BPD far more than men are, twice more than men are, which what BPD really is you can't regulate your emotions. So women are leaving due to they can't handle stress, they can't handle negative emotions. When they feel negative emotions, they think the most extreme. I'm going to just leave my situation. I'm not happy. It feels terrible, it feels horrible. Men are built better at handling negative emotions. I've watched it from my husband. I mean, I could come at him and say the most nastiest thing when I was younger, and he could handle it. He wouldn't call me the B word. He wouldn't lash back out. He can take it. But if, God forbid, he did that to me, I mean, it's World War III. I'm going to divorce you, right? You also see that women be putting their hands on men all the time. And that's also, I talked to a cop. He's been in the field for, 30 years? He said there is far more cases that aren't talked about where women are throwing their hands on these men, drawing blood, everything. Some of these women can really fight, especially you a black woman or Hispanics, they be having knives. That's what he told me. These men aren't even calling the police. But a woman's almost always going to call the police. Like, but a man can take the punches and the hit.
Man, very interesting. And real quick, I wanna say this. A couple one of our shows a few weeks ago, we actually had someone ask this question in our chat, and we could only touch on it briefly because it was at the end of the show. And me and my brothers just thought that this was let's dive a little bit on that because it was a really good question, and we couldn't really dive into it at that particular moment because it was at the end of the show. So we wanted to go ahead and dive in with it today. So that's just a little background information on that, and I think it's a very important thing to answer. Me personally, and me, all three of us kind of talked about this, in one of our meetings. Like, I do think that us as men, we do stay because we don't really realize we're in a bad relationship. And what I mean by that is we realize it physically, but emotionally, I just feel we're willing to withstand a little bit more. We're willing to kind of go through the fire a little bit longer to stay. Now in that video, they made some good examples about the consequences that we feel that may come. Whenever I've been in a bad relationship, I wasn't really thinking about the consequences about how I would look because I was too focused on trying to not have it end. You know what I mean? It's like I wanted to keep putting forth the energy to get over whatever problem we're having so we could try to make it work. Did it work? No. Did my efforts become very heavy? And did our efforts become very heavy? And sometimes you just get to a point where there's nothing left to maybe give. Then all right, hopefully, respectfully and peacefully, you guys can decide to go your separate ways. But I do think men stay in relationships and marriages because we are able to withstand a little bit more if we're really here and we want to be here for that person. We want to continue. We care about this person. We love this person. So I think our ability to withstand everything that we're going through, our mental capacity to just be stronger in those moments is what keeps a lot of us there.
Yeah, I wanna double back on you, man. Like, on that. I wanna take it a little further. What you said, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like he said sometimes, you know what I'm saying, we'll know, but we'll stay. You know what I'm saying? But there's a reason why we do that. And I got 2 points on this, and I'll pass it to you. That I believe why this is the case. One is for the fact of how you were raised. And I am a direct example of this. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I have done this before. You know, it's taken, and I'm not saying I was raised wrong. I don't believe I was, right? But my interpretation on what I thought was a good relationship, I took the consistency of the guy being there regardless of what. I took that and applied that to a bad a woman not susceptible to that idea, or not even, or somebody toxic, or somebody not even worth my time. I tried to add that concept to that, and that didn't work. So when I seen it not working, I tried to stay in it. You know what I'm saying? Because I thought that I was a good dude if I stayed around. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of the fact that the chick wasn't good for nothing. It was for the fact that I was taking what I've heard so long, that the guy was a stick by his chick. And that's what make you a man. And I did all that. But I never looked at, I always tell the story before in previous episodes, I never looked at my mother. I never looked at the person that should be susceptible to the idea of a guy willing to do that, because if a woman is given what the guy needs, the guy will be willing to do whatever and withstand all things. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But if you giving me a bad relationship, and if I'm unknowing of it, like, say, for instance, people when we're young, I'm talking back then, right? You know what I mean? Because I've learned this. I'm pretty sure most of us did. You know what I'm saying? But back in our early days, we were just taking relationships because we liked her. You know what I'm saying? We liked something about her, and we tried to stay in it, get into a relationship with her, and we halfway in it, we like, oh, we got a lot of obstacles. Obstacles is cool. We try to take some of them, then it become too much. But then we stay there because of the fact we trying to appease to an idea that we thought about what manhood is. But we didn't think about the relationship as itself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. That person should be willing for you to be that way. Not for the fact you need to do it regardless of her. You know what I'm saying? That's not the manhood. That's what I thought it was. I had to change that. You know what I'm saying? Because afterwards, I met somebody that was entirely 180 difference. You know what I'm saying? That was like, you can, you know what I mean? You don't even have to try half as hard to be the man that you need to be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's what that was for me. I think it was for the fact that we were trying to uphold a status that we were told so much. You know what I'm saying? As far as men, we tried to do that, and then we got caught in our own uneducation about it, dealing with some chick that we didn't need to be with. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And we stayed unhappy. Now, the second reason why to me is that it's cheaper to keep her. Even if it's under the fact that you were with somebody that you didn't like, and we're talking about guys that invest in women. We're talking about guys that live with women for an established long time. We're sharing independence. I'm talking about that level. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. When the relationship get there, when it gets to the marriage portion of it, when we get to exclusivity there, talking about engagement, we're talking about that far. You know what I'm saying? And he invested this woman so far. You know what I'm saying? Again, he's probably young and unwilling and didn't really know much and didn't really chasing the idea of what manhood, what his own worth is. He's just trying to do this for a chick because he think that status is good. Maybe got her pregnant or something. You know what I mean? Like, we're just trying to do it because we're trying to be men. You know that type of thing? But we try to take care of her, share all our assets with her and all that, and she ain't reciprocating none of the relationship as we thought we would be. So this goes back to what Shorty said. So when that happens, it's our fault all the time. Yeah. All the time. It's just our fault. They gonna hear old girl story. That's what she said the other side. Like, yeah, I'm happy that you happy, girl. Well, you did it because you wasn't happy. If we cheated, we're dogs. If she cheated because of us, it was because of us. We get the lash. We just always we just in a society that get the lash of it. So you know what I'm saying? Better. So guys that's in that relationship that long. Not to go through all that, yeah. Right. Yeah. But if you think about it, but if 65% of your income is going to a relationship based like living status that you have is going between you and your girl, with or without kids, to depart that has to mean you start all the way over, right? Right. And a lot of people don't want to do that. Just be honest.
Right.
You do not want to do that, right?
Right.
So people stay in it, especially men, because they got that one conscience going, thinking that we need to be this guy, regardless of how she's acting. And then secondly, that we can't afford it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So we just stay with it. We like, you know what, we're going to, because the moment, like you seen with the marriages, it's not in our way, especially when we had kids. When I get split down the middle, it's not in our leverage. It never was in the man's leverage. You know what I'm saying? That's a whole nother subject. Tay always hit to this. He learned me on top of it. It's not in our leverage to separate on the legal basis. It's not in our leverage. Mm-hmm. So we just stay in it. You know what I'm saying? We stay in it. Most of the time we in a relationship. You said what? I'm sorry.
No, I was going to add, there's an emotional and logical reason for it.
Yeah, because we probably started the relationship on some bull anyway. We probably didn't really vet her like that. We was probably just liking something about her or like one or two things. Then we found out the other 8 and we don't like her. You know what I'm saying? That's what you do when you're younger. You don't vet as much. You just enter so that everybody can attest to a relationship like that. But some people invest in their living status on those type of score. You know what I'm saying? Like you 22, 23 years old, see this fine chick. She ain't got nothing to offer you, but you trying to wife her up. You give her everything. You give her half of your life, and then she ain't reciprocating none of it. And you got 4 or 5 years into her, maybe a kid or 2. And you unhappy as hell. So what do? You see what I'm saying? So you moving out and all the other stuff, it's probably the best thing you should do, but it's the hardest thing you should do, and people don't like to start over, so we stay in it. Because the moment we show any type of exit strategy or whatever, it's our fault. Then we got to look at it to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? Now we breaking up the home. Now we the cheater. Now we this. Now we that. We got to take that status. So men stay in it, and it's the worst thing in the world. But I'm just talking mentality. I ain't saying you should. I'm just saying that's the mentality of why people do it. And those 2 reasons for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tay might have some other, but that's what I think, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you haven't been in that scenario, I've personally been in a scenario of living with a woman. I can understand that, like, because you have to start. I started all the way over. I was young. I didn't really have nothing anyway. You know what I'm saying? But I moved in with her. I did everything she wanted to do and all this other type of stuff, and it didn't work out for us. So, you know what I'm saying? But when what once was a sharing of ours become hers, and that's just how it was. And I just had to start over. But I'm that guy. Everybody else she knew, I ain't nothing, right?
We know you can attest to that, Jay. And
so,
outside of that story, because we all talked about it, and I think it made you. I just think it made you better overall. But the ending was y'all didn't. The ending was you eventually y'all didn't stay together. Is that the result for most men who have that mindset? Like, this is make more sense to stay. Don't really want to, but it makes more sense to stay. Is that you think your situation, how it ended? Is that how it might end for most men who have that mindset?
The only thing that retorted me on leaving is for the fact that I started gaining value of myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't what I am worth. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think I'm worth this. Like, I think I am the guy that withstand obstacles, but I don't think I need to go through like muddy, dirty, nasty trenches to get an inch of positivity out of a relationship of a woman that I'm living with. There's no way, bro. There's no way. Like, so I was like, you know what? The solidarity and the peace and the solace of having nothing but being on my own was better than trying to stay with something that was comfortable. And I made that choice. And a lot of people don't make that choice. Or they do. If they make that choice, they make it way too late and suffer way more consequences than they need to. You know what I'm saying? At that point. But the people stay in it because they're, you know what I mean? They got so much they establish in it, which was their fault entirely. So since you put so much in it, you might as well just go ahead and chalk your chips up. Be like, you know what? I lost. Let me just start over. And just better be better with that. You know what I'm saying? And just keep your sanity. You know what I'm saying? If not anything else. But people rather keep their possessions than anything else. And I mean, it's deep how I go, man. Like, that living status is rough. Like, you got to be with somebody that you. Any
example I've heard like this, it didn't turn out in a positive light, especially for the man. So I don't think there's no there's nothing good coming out of that situation with that mindset. You know what I mean? And you learn from it. I hope any man that's been through that and has had that mindset of just staying for financial reasons, whatever the case is, and this just makes more sense right now because I don't want to do this. Hopefully there's a better end goal for that, man. Because I haven't heard any.
Oh, you gonna learn.
Good. Yeah, you're gonna learn. I haven't heard any good endings coming from that situation.
You're gonna learn. Pocket wise, and so you're gonna lose something. You're gonna learn. You're gonna find out.
We gonna learn you. Experience is the best teacher, my boy. But every experience ain't worth it, my guy.
Yeah, real tough.
What you got, Busy?
I have a few things. Great talk on this too. I'm glad we're touching on this. The first thing I want to say though, about especially when it comes to marriages and like the relationships that Jay talking about where you're living together and all this kind of stuff. The only two people that know the truth about those relationships are those two people that are participants of those relationships.
Correct.
And by the time they tell you what happened, the story has been told so many different times and ways that everything is exaggerated. All right. My first point on this is the fact that one of the reasons why men may stay in unhappy marriages or relationships is because the relationship started off good significantly more than bad.
Yeah,
it started off that way. It started off that way. There, no matter how you broke up, the relationship started good in both of your eyes. So good to the point where you decided to live with each other, share assets, and do all this kind of stuff. And and then get married to each other if that's the level you get to. I think that men by nature, and I'm not saying women don't have commitment, but men by nature have a commitment nature more prominent in them than women. Like if you do research and you look at unalive rates, right? I'm just going to use this as an example. Self-deletion rates, I put it like that. Men are far more often committing self-deletion than attempting. Most of their attempts, they follow through. There are more women who attempt it and never follow through with it, with their own demise. Okay. And so that's a very interesting, I bring that up because that's a very interesting research there's and I mean the percentage is not even close. And this is, you could go to Pew Research Center if you want to online, and you can research this yourself. CDC, which is a government issued website, you can look at that as well. Men have more of a commitment nature when it comes to solidarity, when it comes to relationship. We find safety in it way more than we do than just being by themselves. I think being by ourselves is a result of we can do that very well. We could be alone for a long time, man. We can. And at the same time, when we get into a relationship, we all in that boy, right? And I'm pretty sure some people in the audience may share the same sentiment about themselves. Like when I'm in it, I'm in it, right? And so what happens is, and especially in marriages, when men file divorce, which is rare, actually, but when men do file divorce, men more often file divorce because of infidelity. When women file divorce, they file divorce more often than for lack of commitment. And lack of commitment is not cheating. I'm talking about just lack of commitment, lack of emotional support. The interest is not shared. We got two different visions, irreconcilable differences.
Right. That's what that phrase is. I was just about to ask you what it was. Irreconcilable differences. I've heard that before.
So irreconcilable differences, when you dig into that, what that really mean is that I want more. One of us want more than what we had in the beginning. So the relationship is good in the beginning, and then it stales off for one of them. Then all of a sudden, I need to go. That's what happens more often. Again, this is not my opinion. This is not my opinion. This is all based on facts. Infidelity is like second or third on the list for women now. It used to be first way back in the day. In the early days, like in the Gen X days, like 70s, early 80s. Not like that no more. It has evolved into what it is now.
You say?
Yeah, exactly. We used to hang on in there back then. We not hanging on in there.
Hang in there back in the day.
We hanging by a thread now. We over here dangling. You know what I'm saying? Now people just like, you know what? I'm just cutting it off. I'm just cutting it off now. So that's one thing. I have to agree with the young lady in the video. That's my second point. Consequences. Men have a legal disadvantage when it comes to divorce. I know this firsthand. You guys been on me for a long time. I know this firsthand. I would have much more appreciated Jay's situation than mine. I'm just being real. That's how crazy it is.
Facts.
That's how crazy it is. Because your start over was way better. It felt the same though. It still had the grief in there. It still had the emotional, but the situation. Far, I would have easily chose door number one. Okay, because the legal disadvantage, especially in Michigan, the legal disadvantage is so crazy that no matter what the reason is, you can put irreconcilable differences, no matter what the and it could be for any irreconcilable difference, could be any petty reason you can think of. You are going to take on more legal debt between the two of you. You're going to take on more as the man. You're going to take on more. And when it comes to assets, trying to split assets, and don't have kids, splitting custody, joint custody, the woman automatically get the kids. She automatically get the house. I'm telling you, there are women who I've known. Listen to me very well, people. I have known that have clearly cheated on their husband. The husband clearly was cheating on her too. They knew about it. It didn't matter. One of those particular people was able to have child, okay, get pregnant. We already know who that is. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
Still got the house. Still got the car, still got alimony, spousal support, insurance, advantages of the person's retirement fund, all of that.
Wow.
All of that.
Wow.
And what the man get? Nothing. And I forgot nothing. Legal disadvantage. Jada Pinkett Smith can have sexual relations with her son's friend at the time he was a young man. She gets a book deal, a TV show, and a poor excuse of a husband on the show talking about the situation with the young boy who was the friend of their son. Then had the nerve to title her book Worthy and use this opportunity to gain financial advantage from the situation. Consequences. What happened to Will Smith? He became a meme, the butt of everybody's joke, etc., etc. Tyrese is another example. Got married to a woman. She leaves him without a reason. Let me tell you something, men. The woman ain't gonna give you closure sometimes. She don't even feel like she needs to.
I do know that.
If you hear a woman, fellas, if you hear a woman say, "Don't worry about me, I ain't gonna let you worry me," she means that from her soul. Okay. What did Tyrese become? The butt of everybody joke. A meme. What do you want from me? He's fighting for his child. He's fighting for his daughter. He's getting no recompense from her at all. None. She takes the money, parts of his money, parts of his assets. She gets a house. She gets everything. He gets nothing, including his own daughter. Then he finally gets a chance to get his daughter because he fought for her. A man is fighting for his own child. That don't even make sense. That don't even make sense. Consequences.
Wow, man.
Yeah.
When you get divorced and you try to date, this is going and tying into the show now. When you're trying to date after divorce, I can speak on this very well. You automatically cheated. It's like a felony on your life, relationship wise. Never goes away. It's on record at all costs. Everybody want to dig into your business and find out what happened. And then if you say respectfully, you know what? I'm not going to throw my ex-wife on the bus. At the end of the day, this is who I chose to marry. She chose to marry me, blah, 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 blah. That's not good enough. Well, you had to do something. While you're paying for a meal that she's eating in front of your face, she's still blaming you for the exodus of your marriage, even though you know in your heart, you know you didn't do anything. But like the young lady said in the video, when the woman is doing something and she divorces, everybody gets on a party bus. They have divorce parties. They get pajama parties. Everything is advantage. But it's only temporary, my guy. Because after all of the yelling and the bottles being popped in the club and the sparkling wine is over with, she's alone.
The empowerment, right?
Yeah, she's alone. Knowing like I made a mistake. What was it? What was it? What was it that really made you say I gotta go? What was it that really made you leave? And then when you ask her what it was, it'd be the dumbest thing you can think of. It'd be the dumbest thing you can think of.
Crazy work.
So a man will stay unhappy in his marriage because he know, okay, this ain't gonna last always. The relationship did start off good. But at the same time, if I go back to square one after my marriage, I know I got to start all the way over. And a lot of men, when they get divorced, they go back to their mama house or their uncle crib or somebody else. They gotta be inconvenient. They gotta inconvenience somebody else for a certain period of time because they know they're starting over.
They gotta the situation. That's what really
exactly. I'm talking about y'all got the house together. Y'all got the house together. She gets it. I told my sibling something. They called me and I told her, I said, listen, you want to be a man today. Okay. You're about to lose like we do. You about to lose. She like, no, I ain't gonna lose. No, I ain't gonna lose. That's my house. Ask me if they in that house now. No. Because you gonna lose.
Now.
There is a disadvantage. Okay. And then my last point, after the consequence, the last point is this. Men do not want to experience the grief that comes with the breakup. Yeah. We do not want to go through that period of time where we sitting down internally trying to figure out, is it us? Is it me? It is overbearing. Because all you do is sit and blame yourself, thinking that everything is you, dog. And then, but when you start, but that's why you gotta have father. That's why you gotta have a mentor. You gotta have some type of comprehensive man in your life to snap you out of it. And be like, dog. Be like Deion Sanders. Be like Deion Sanders. Hey, dog. Listen, man. Hey, man. Hey, dog. This ain't you, dog. This ain't you, dog. You know what I'm saying? This ain't all you. The other person is also contributing 100% of the relationship. Men, we have to learn how to stop blaming ourselves and grant ourselves more grace so that way we can endure these things. But men, we try to avoid that. We don't want to go through that, man. We already know we got to start over. We got to do this. We got to do that. We got to go through struggle. We try to avoid that period. Not only am I going through my own personal struggle after this, I'm also grieving the relationship while the person is still up and about doing their thing and everything. And see, this is why you can't look at social media, because when they posting something, they all happy, allegedly. They all satisfied, allegedly. They out there dating, allegedly. You know what I'm saying? It don't even matter. Prenup, don't come up. Everybody messed up. Lakers in 5. Lakers in 5.
It is what it like. Yeah,
we will now.
Most of us had to reset.
It's like offering. It was silly that.
Right. Most of us had to reset, man. Go back to family, and and trying to reestablish a relationship at that point is egregious, because you got to start over. So you can't do nothing at your family people house. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you can't, ain't nobody gonna accept that. As you're thinking in your head. It's a whole psychological thing after
it's
all.
It's the whole psychological process.
You know what I'm saying? I personally had to take 2 years of finding tranquility within myself. 2 years. I had to try to, find peace within myself, give grace to myself. Like Tay was saying, you gotta give grace to myself first. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't a perfect human being. I had to give grace to myself first, right? And then on top of that, I had to find peace within myself, because I was trying to find peace in that situation. This is all happening in maturation of me, though. You know what I mean? Like, as a grown man coming up, late 20s, mid 20s, 30s, if you have a serious relationship and it just don't work out, you got to reset that whole thing. Like, you ain't really learned yourself. You have to do all that on the downfall. Right? So I took 2 years to chill out. Like, I had to restart, relocate, restart that whole thing. I had to tell myself I'm still worth it. I had to be like, you know what, find peace somewhere in myself, and then come back out. Now, I came back out pissed. I came back out like I ain't trusting nobody. I had a damage factor. I'm serious. Like, if this all happens.
That's right. That's right. That's
You know what I mean?
bro.
All that shit happens. Like, you just had that damage. Like, you ain't even trusting the chick no more. You just go through this whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you're trying to build yourself up as a man again. So to the point that regenerated men, I'll say it like that, because that's what happens. You regenerate yourself, right? You become more comprehensive than before. Now you come into a dating society and scheme like it is now, and you ain't worth taking nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's why, you know what I'm saying? That's why guys are like, it ain't even worth it. It's not even worth it. You see how they get there? It's not worth it. Because I can see that en route. Like, just even trying. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I had to, and if you had the history of a chick that played you wrong, you had to deal with all that too, there is no way in hell that I'm going to start that again. There's no way. And that's how the men are today. Men of today are like, for what? I'm not paying for nothing. If you ain't showing me no companionship and nothing like that up front, no partnership, I ain't talking about utter submission and slavery type stuff that women will always go from one extreme to the other. I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about the fact that if you're showing me some value in you that you can place in my life, if you ain't showing me that, I ain't even going through the wise woo. The cookie ain't worth it. Ain't nothing worth it. And we just continue to do our thing. Like, it just is what it is. That's the men of this day. You know what I'm saying? That's why women, them empowered women, stay single. Because them guys, no matter how much you gab off, you're not still getting us. You know what I'm saying? And the only people you do get is the simplified men that go through that process.
Yeah. I know one thing I told myself.
You're starting from square one.
I know one thing I told myself, and this kind of goes to Tay's point about everything that men possibly go through when these relationships are bad or they even more worse they end. When I went through mine, I told myself, okay, I went through this. I tried to get better from it. I tried to continue to make it work. But one thing I assured myself is I'm never going through this again. I'm never going to. I'm going to make sure that even if the relationship gets bad and I'm going to be in a better position to where I know I can work it out with this person. So now, even though I tried to make the effort and stay, I didn't stay. So now I'm not going to even put myself in a position to be placed where I have to start maneuvering in this way just to keep this going. We have to get to, and me and her have to get to a place where now we're just trying to make it work instead of continuing to build. So all that, everything that Tay just said about what men have to go through, everything that you just mentioned, Jay, I know I've gotten to this point, and I think I can attest for you two both. Now we're trying to not be in that position. Can't predict the future. Obviously, we can't see down the road. But one thing we can do is be more cautious of how we're stepping, where we're moving, who we're choosing, so we can put ourselves in the best position to not be there.
Right.
You know what I mean?
This is why
you apply the like that factor.
Exactly.
Absolutely. The refined man is important.
Yeah.
Once you clean up all those impurities, man, that piece, the value of that piece, it goes up on your scale. It goes up in your hierarchy. Because see, it's cute at first. You know what I'm saying? It's like a child who playfully hits their parent at 3 years old. You like, yeah, they laugh it off. Then they turn 7 and they start hitting little girls at school. Then they turn 10 and continue to talk back to their mama. Then they turn 15. Then they become violent. See, if you don't nip it, if you don't clean up them impurities early, you and refine yourself, you're going to repeat these mistakes. You're gonna have the same type of chick. You're gonna have the same type of chick. You got the same, she the same type, but just talk a little different. And dude, it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't matter.
It's gonna be the same thing.
It's the same thing until you are able to get the scales off your own eyes, bro. You're gonna see men as trees, women as the same. They're not gonna be no distinctively difference. So this is the reason why a person who gets into a relationship and terrible breakup. Then they get to the person, the next relationship, they get it with somebody that looks like the person they had a bad breakup with. Looks like the features and all, characteristics and everything. They haven't been refined. They're still trying to fix what they messed up instead of actually doing it within you first. So now because you don't take the time and see, men, we have to do this. We have to take the time to refine ourselves, removing all those impurities, removing all those things. That's why what Jay said what Jay said is a fact. When you get hurt, when you get demolished, dog, as a guy in a relationship, and you know you don't have no advantage, bruh, you be pissed for a long time. You be so pissed. Women that talk to you be like, dang, who hurt you? That's where who hurt you come from. And you know who it is. Yep. You know who it is. You're not refined yet. You're not ready to come out here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because you talking hurt. You're talking scared. You're talking like you're scared to be committed to somebody. You're talking like you're scared to go visit other restaurants because that first restaurant got you sick. So now you don't want to go to restaurants no more. You're mad at all restaurants. You see what I'm saying? Like we talked about earlier. You see what I'm saying? So once you get refined, then the woman can be walking a mile away from the block. You already know just by the way she walked, something nasty about her, something wrong. And then when she get closer, it's attitude. Then when you get closer, it's loyalty issues. Then you get closer, it's daddy issue, mama issue, family issues, and everything. Then she get closer, she wants you to rescue her from everything. Then she wants you to take care of everything for her. You see what I'm saying? Listen to me. Objects seem closer than they appear, my boy. It's on your car.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? It's on your car. So you got to make sure your vision is right. Because if you try to impede in that traffic, you might hit something because you ain't got your vision right, bro. You don't read between the lines, do you? You ain't had enough, had you, my boy? You still flaunting around with them no good, dumb, empty-headed. And guess what? You don't get cheered on for doing it. The ladies do. Girl, you hung in there. You did it. Right. It's his loss. It's his loss. No, why did you repeat yourself with the next person to begin with because you're not refined. You haven't removed the things that cloud your judgment.
Mm-hmm.
You are still trying to put squares in circle pegs, and it don't work.
Preach.
Yeah, when you really refine, man, you don't sacrifice that piece for nobody, man.
Like, why Keisha walking
you
crazy?
don't sacrifice that piece for no. That's one thing that I've learned from one. I don't sacrifice that piece for nobody, dog. Like
nobody.
For
it's an amazing place
to
be, bro. It's
not even. I'm not doing it, and that protection of peace for myself caused my standards to be concrete.
Yeah, man.
You know what I'm saying? That caused my standards to be concrete. Now it's like, hey, I'm not taking nothing else because if I do, then it's going to relinquish my peace, and I'm not doing that. So I'm either taking this or nothing else.
Yeah.
And that's just it. I would rather be alone than deal with anything else as an alternative. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's what it just is. Like, and I'm cool with that. Like, you know what I mean? Because I seen the other side of the fence. I seen how I was. I seen how emotionally unbalanced I was. I'm not going back there. So I'm putting up fences to let you know. And I'm not going to be, you know what I'm saying? And in the maturity of yourself, you have to realize that everybody is different. It's a process, right? Especially when you get hurt like that. It's a process, man. Like you have to bring, because you all the way up here. Like soon you up there. When you come out, you pissed. Like you like, right? When you come out, right? But you have to bring it down and chill out. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's different. Everybody ain't your ex. You know what I'm saying? That's maturity. Everybody ain't your ex. All the stuff you're gonna go through going forth ain't gonna be the same. Don't blame everybody else for your own faults and damages. Then you have to learn that. You know what I'm saying? But that does not mean that you don't have standards and boundaries. Yes, you need to have those too. Some things you're just not gonna do because you look far enough down the street that if you don't hold this standard, then you're gonna end up back in that place. And if you don't want to be in that damn place, hold your standard, right? And that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? Now we have comprehensive men, redefined men, like Tay said, that are holding their stance. They're not buying nothing from women no more. They're not appeasing to the depressive phase of women. They're not saving women. They're not holding up to all these preferences, thinking they don't match up. They need to go back to the gym and get bigger or go get some more money to please this sect of people. They're not doing it no more. Like it's just the end of it. You know what I mean? That's just what it is, and that's the men these empowered women are running into. They run into the guys that's comprehensive now. They redefine. They're like, I'm not doing this.
Nope.
Not doing this no more. It's just, it is what it is. That's a cutoff. Like, I'm not doing that. If you don't step up to me now, and that's a whole different thing. It ain't never used to be like that. It used to have that that real quiet term that the woman was the prize back then. A 90s thing, like 90s, 2000s. That's what it was. It wasn't said, but that's what it was. You know what I'm saying? Most of our music was about that. It was about getting a girl, right? But now that vibe changed. I don't know if anybody noticed. That climate is like, dudes are like, hey, you have to mean something too. What you bring with that besides the nice aesthetic?
Right.
What you doing? You know what I'm saying? You want to be a wife? People claiming they want to be a wife, they ain't never been a wife before. People want to be a longevity character in somebody's life, ain't never been it before. So how you do that? Right. Because you think you are that? Like, that don't mean nothing. I need some evidence. I need something to hold. I need something. I need some proof. I need something. Give me some documents. I need exactly. This word of mouth stuff ain't working. I'm a bad chick. I'm a beast of a woman. I know how to handle a guy. I need documents. I need proof. I need something. You know, that's what guys are doing now. I need something. Like I don't. You know what I'm saying? And then I need to see you do that like a progress report. I'm going to check in 3 months to see if you're the same person. I quit.
All of our fellas, all of the men that follow our channel, all of the men that watch our show, I want to encourage y'all to find that peace, man. Find that peace after that relationship is over, bro, because I'm telling you, once you get that peace and once you realize that, that relationship is done and you find that peace that you need to make sure the next relationship is better, we gotta find that, fellas. I'm a strong testament to that, bro. I had to separate myself from a whole group of friends I had. I had to separate myself from a place I was living and go back to a place where I can find peace. And it was difficult. But, bro, I'm telling y'all, man, y'all have to do that. I agree with what both my brothers just said. We got to find that peace after these relationships, fellas. If we don't, we are going to be so unbalanced. We are going to be so unkept. We are going to be so out the loop, out of the realm of just our being if we don't find that peace. Now, will you fall off and you lose that balance? Absolutely. Last time I checked, we are all human. Okay. But you gotta find that peace, man. Y'all gotta find that peace, man. Shout out, man. Just shout out to the show today, for real. Like, for real. I gotta Rollo's rundown, man. Let's do it.
So you got Rollo's rundown?
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right.
Kind of adding on to what I just ended with. One of the things I prided myself on recently over these last, I want to say 5-6 years, has been my mental and emotional progression. Like my brothers can attest, I was in a very bad place at a certain point in my life, and they were there for it. They talked me through it. They helped me through it. My family helped me through it. So one thing I prided myself on is the progression I've made in that. And I've prided myself on it so much that when I feel that my progression takes a step back, it really bothers me. I've been going through a lot of things with my job that has placed me like just not in the best headspace. So I really had to lean on my progression. But I have to admit, I slipped a little bit, and my mental and emotional state has seeped into some of my relationships with my friends. And particularly, one of my female friends, she texted me one day and said something that triggered me. The reason why it triggered me was because last time we talked about it, we got into a little bit of an argument. But because what I've been going through has been kind of weighing on me, what she said triggered me, but what she really wanted to do was have a discussion about something she was feeling. So we actually ended up getting into an argument, and I had to apologize the next day because where my mind was at, it's like I forgot all the progress I've made mentally and emotionally because I'm in a certain place where now it's being tested. So what I had to do was go back to what I did. I had to remember this is not the person I want to be. This isn't the person that I've become. I had to call her the next day and apologize because I was wrong in that space because my head, I wasn't balanced in my thinking. I wasn't balanced in my feelings. But I was proud of myself because the time I was in that bad place, I wouldn't even took the time to think about what I was doing. So even though I took a step back, my progression is still shown because I took the time to realize it. And one thing I want to say to y'all, if you've progressed in anything and you see yourself take a step back, give yourself a little grace. But you have to make sure you have to remind yourself of the progression you've made. And you have to remind yourself this is who you are now, and do what you got to do to get back on track. Give yourself some grace, but do what you got to do to get yourself back on track, man, because you work so hard to get there. You know what I mean? So that's Rollo's rundown for today, man. Shout out to my brother. Shout out to the show. Thank you to everybody in the chat. Thank you to our mods holding us down so much every week, man. Hey, this was a dope show, fellas, man. Great conversation today, fellas. Great conversation, man. As always, man, thank y'all so much to our subscribers.
Yeah.
Thank you to everybody that taps into the live. Whether you see this now, you see this later, man. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us. As always, man, make sure you hit us up on all our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. Everything is at the Mailroom Network. Make sure you email us at the mailroom313@yahoo.com with topics, ideas, something you want to talk about, or if you want to just say what's up to the boys, check in on and see how we're doing. We appreciate it all, man. And of course, please like, comment, and subscribe to the Mailroom Network on YouTube, man. Fellas, what you got for the people?
Hey man, like it's always good to partake with the brothers. All good to partake with like-minded people, and any people that want to learn. Man, I always enjoy it. I just want to say that what I'm saying, if it's about positivity and progression in yourself and moving forward as a micro thing, the macro thing is all of us can have some type of camaraderie. So let's just keep it moving. Let's keep it on the positive tone.
Yes, sir.
And man, as always, man, I love everybody, man. I thank everybody for watching the show, being a part of us since season 1, all the day ones, man, all the day 2s, 3s, and the 4s. Appreciate everybody, man. Appreciate the mods, man, definitely. And I definitely want to appreciate people who contribute to the show, who email us ideas or whatever the case may be, or maybe videos and stuff like that. Definitely it's been a journey doing this. And we're a small channel, man, but we got a lot to say, and we got big hearts, man. So I definitely want to say thank you all for participating and watching the show and contributing. Those that comment, those that don't comment and just watch to listen. Hey, we appreciate it, man. And don't forget, we do got a podcast. We do got a podcast right here. You know what I'm saying? Oh, bang. You know what I'm saying?
On Spotify.
MALEROOM Show podcast on Spotify.
On Spotify.
You know what I'm saying? On Spotify. You know what I'm saying?
We on Spotify.
Appreciate everybody, man. For sure. So that's all I wanted to say, man. Thank you.
Yo, thank y'all so much, man. We rocked another one. We will holler at y'all next week, man. Peace.
We on Spotify.
I didn't even know I said it. Peace out, y'all.
All right, go.